Hey everybody, I am back in school again. No, really, I'm at the charter school called Atlas Preparatory with the co-founder, Tony Rosendo, right?
Correct.
He taught me that fancy R, the way to say that. Tony, let's talk a little bit about what exactly a charter school is. Many people think they know what it is, like me, but a little knowledge is dangerous. But what is a charter school?
Sure. I think I'm going to take this kind of from two different levels. One about some misconceptions about charter schools.
Yeah, that's great.
And that not all charter schools are created equal, but then also some general things about charter schools.
Perfect.
So first with the general, charter schools are public entities, so they're just public schools that
They are?
They are public schools.
Okay.
So that means that it's free tuition, so students don't pay tuition to come here.
I think a lot of people think you have to pay for a charter school.
No tuition.
Okay.
And then what we do get, which is a little bit different, is some waivers. So when you get a charter passed, you apply to either a district or some sort of authorizing body in the state. And during that time, they come up with a list of things that you would like to be exempt from. So for example, one thing that we're exempt from is teacher unions.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
And what at the Colorado level, is it the Department of Education that you submit this charter to?
So we actually submit it to our district.
Okay, which is, we're in
Harrison District 2.
Okay, very good.
So Harrison District 2 is our authorizer.
Okay.
And so we get a couple different waivers that we can grow our own autonomy. So
okay, so one, no teachers union.
No teacher unions, which gives us autonomy to kind of change around our school day and our school year in our case.
Exactly.
So we have a longer school day and a longer school year, which we think is good.
No, I'm just kidding.
which I think is really good for our population of students as we're trying to grow them academically.
Yes.
We get autonomy in curriculum, autonomy in our budget. Or sort of
Meaning
the big three.
it isn't dictated by the state.
It's not dictated by the state or the district.
Okay, so how is your curriculum different than other curriculums? I'm getting the sense that your curriculum of a charter school is different than other, like public school, other kinds of public schools, but that even in the world of charter schools, there's differences,
Sure,
correct?
yeah, exactly.
So what's your, at Atlas Preparatory, what's your curriculum like, and what's its focus?
Sure, so what we do is, because students come to us 2 to 3 grade levels behind, and our mission is to get them on the path to college, we really need to meet them where they are. And so what we did is we went around, found some best kind of practices of how to do that, and so what we do is we call it standards-based curriculum. So we look at Colorado state content standards as well as standards from 5 or so other states to calibrate rigor, but really trying to get at the essence of...
What do you mean by calibrate rigor? You mean how rigorous the study and academic portion is?
Sure, so how much do kids need to know and how rigorous does that need to be so that they're performing at that level? I mean, because a lot of education is very skill-based, and so it's easy to say students are able to write or students are able to do something, but then how do you take that in terms of different levels of rigor? So we calibrate that, and then we really try to boil down to what a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grader needs to know, and then based around that, we then write objectives. So an objective says, students will be able to do something.
Right.
Then we create our entire curriculum to meet, now that we understand what a 5th grader needs to know, what objective they need to know, that they then are met where they need to be met.
Okay.
And so that's our curriculum. So we actually ask our teachers then to write daily lessons as well as curriculum around that standard and that objective.
So it also sounds almost very personalized, or at least more personalized than other types of educational institutions.
Right. So instead of getting packaged curriculum that says, hey, we're studying 5th grade math and this is Saxon math, we're going to go from page 100 to 150, and then we're done, we say, no, we know that you need to learn how to multiply, and this is how we're going to teach you how to multiply. Okay,
wonderful. So there's a lot more flexibility with a charter school. Is there a website you'd like to give out before we wrap for Atlas Prep?
Sure, it's www.atlasprep.org.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And I know if I need any additional learning, you're the man.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.